Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
I love the nurses that come and see me.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
Since I learned about Angel Care, I would recommend them to anybody.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching, and thanks as always to the producer and editor of the series, Jeff Durall, and also behind the camera today from Eagle Community Television, Brandon Cooley. We appreciate your visit with us today on our Community Connection as we talk with the newly selected Hayes City Commissioner, Sandy Jacobs. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
A unanimous choice, too, as a matter of fact.
That was
Apparently
humbling.
some strong credentials coming here, Sandy.
I've just been around a long time, Mike. Been around a long time.
Well, you were among many good candidates for that open seat that Representative Phelps left when he went to the legislature.
There certainly were. There were 7 great candidates. There was no wrong choice, and I was really humbled to be chosen. I just hope that the people that were there in line for that will run when June 1st comes, when it's time for the filing deadline.
Sandy, a lot of people will ask, and you've probably already been approached by this question, what made you decide to put your name in for consideration for the commission?
That's kind of interesting because I've really wanted to do something like this all my career. But it can be a little intimidating in the business place. I never felt comfortable that I really could do it justice and still, have my career. So when Eber's seat became available, I thought, this might be a good opportunity. It's a year commitment because that's what's left on the term. But more importantly, I'm usually on the other side of the table asking for things from the city. So I decided I'd get on that other side and learn about the city and find out why they might tell me no a time or two. They haven't very often, but if they do, there's good reason. And I really, I've lived here all my life. I feel like I know a lot that's going on. I'm finding out when it comes to the city, oh my goodness, there is so much to know. So I'm anxious just to I don't think I'm done volunteering or getting in front of them, so I'll figure out from the other side.
Well, and there are a lot of behind-the-scenes things that go on with just the smooth operation day-to-day basis that most of us aren't aware of, Sandy.
Toby Doherty and his staff are unbelievable. I'll give credit where credit is due to Andrea Winholz. She's his administrative assistant, and I'm telling you what, she got me up to speed within 24 hours of when I was appointed. And she is just, she takes great care to make sure everybody has the information they need, has it timely. I have sat with Toby about 4 hours so far, just learning about things that are going to come before the commission, giving me background. It's an amazing team we have, and we should be very, very proud.
And since Toby answers to Andrea, I think things work very smoothly in that
I think it's very smoothly, and he understands that.
he realizes where that's coming from, I think.
Exactly.
Well, you have your first meeting behind you now. Give me some impressions, would you?
I'm so impressed with the commissioners themselves, and that was another reason to actually choose to do something at this time. There are 4 quality individuals and people that are really committed to doing right by this community. There's so many different ways to think about it from a financial standpoint, and we have people that, as the community knows, they are taking great care of the budgetary process, and they're not putting the city in big debt and worrying about that end of it. The money management part is outstanding. But there are 4 individuals that really care about this community and care about the growth and the aesthetics and the people, and it's humbling to sit with them.
Well, and Sandy has been pointed out many times, in the commission level, you're making decisions that impact people's lives on a daily basis.
Daily.
With regular events taking place that maybe on a national scene we aren't even aware of.
That's so true. That's so true. When we think about local government, I think you had a great quote a minute ago. It was a Tip O'Neill saying all government is local. I think that's so true because it's the basics of everything that goes forward. It's the foundation of everything that goes outside of your community. But if we don't take care of our community, we can't take care of the greater whole, I believe.
Tell me about the issues that might have influenced your decision. You mentioned budgetary, your forte, of course, obviously. Any other issues that you bring before the commission, you think?
You know, I have had a passion for this community my whole life, and I have, through my banking career, whatever volunteer or other volunteer part I'm doing, it's about sustainably growing this community. It's not about just growing it haphazardly, and it's about sustainable growth, and that doesn't happen in big, big jumps. It's slow and it's steady and it's intentional, and I think that's probably, there's a theory that Toby likes to talk about, and I've grown to learn about, called strong towns. And it's about your infrastructure and how growing from within. And it may go a little over the top for me sometimes, but it's a great theory and it's a great way to look at things. And Toby he's a great steward of this community's money. And I think that's something we can be very proud of. And that's the whole commission. They're great stewards of the city's money.
And of course, obviously, that benefits all of us.
Absolutely. And there's so many things that go on that you can't do anything about, but two main issues that are coming up are huge issues as far as I'm concerned, and I don't know enough about them, so you can't ask me a lot of questions about them. I'm learning. The R9
She's
Ranch.
already set the parameters, have you noticed?
The R9 Ranch is, that's going to come, all that's going to happen, I believe, in this next 12 months. So I'm learning about that a lot. Toby is an absolute water expert, and we're very fortunate to have him.
Yep.
The other is the new wastewater, the new system they're putting in, which is a multi-million-dollar, and it's exciting to watch what has to happen. It's, regulatorily, it has to be done, and over a period of time, and by a certain time. So those are more things I'm learning about, and it's part of the sustainability of growing a community, is to be able to have those things in place, water and wastewater, and that's important.
And we've heard from many of the professors at Fort Hays State about sustainability and how it has to be managed carefully, because, as you say, there can be fits and starts, but at the same time, if it isn't an overall picture, you can get into some real problems with overreach.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that part of that, we really have to understand the vision of that, not only what the commission or what the staff has for the community, but what the people have for the community. And I'm really wanting to listen, and I'm out in the community a lot. I love to just sit and listen what people's vision is for the company. Even in my role at Heartland, I love getting over to the Brooks County and to Trigo County and just listening to what people see for their future. And that's the great thing that I think this community is doing. We're actually having a retreat in the next couple of weeks for the commissioners that start looking at, making sure we're looking out far enough, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how what we're doing today impacts the city as a whole.
And I'm glad you mentioned those retreats, because over the years they've been very valuable tools to be able to not only take care of the immediate situations, whether they be pluses or minuses, but also look long-term for benefits to the community.
Absolutely, and I think that's where Toby is really, really good. I think he understands the process, the vision process, and how important it is to always be looking. There's things that happen. We were laughing after the commission meeting last week. Well, I was laughing at the commission last week, where some replatting is lining up some streets that weren't aligned when it was first platted. And I'm thinking, those are the things you have to think farther in advance. A friend of both yours and mine, Henry Schwaller Sr., when Henry was with the state of Kansas and they were going to build Vine Street and make it a 4-lane street. There's a funny story that Henry IV would be happy to tell you today, but I used to work for those gentlemen. Yeah. He used to be called Henry's Folly, that we were building this 4-lane street through, widening 183.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And what would have happened if we hadn't done that? Where would we be today? So we need those visionaries in front of us all the time.
And sometimes they may be initially thought of as follies, which turn out to be a really strong indication of where we need to be as a community.
Absolutely.
So as a longtime community member, you've touched on this already, the strong points of our city and the government.
Oh my gosh. The most important thing we have in this community, in my job at the bank all those years, I was in a lot of different communities through the state of Kansas, and the first thing that they would say to me is, what is going on in Hays? How does it keep going? And it was so simple to be able to tell them, Hays is full of people that say we can and not we can't. And it's so true. I don't care what I've been involved in, even the Heartland Community Foundation. We can, we will, we do. And that's the way these people get up every day, go to work every day, and that's the attitude they take with them. We have downturns. It's going to happen forever, and then they come back up. Through those downturns is when these people that say we can make a difference.
And going back to the Heartland Foundation, in a previous report that we had on our Community Connection in the Twice as Nice campaign, you know, for that period, window of time in February, people can really step forward and help to make a lasting difference through the foundation.
And they will, and they will. And it's not just in our community, it's rural America. It's people that understand the value of rural America and the importance of this, of sustainably keeping these communities alive.
And I'm glad you mentioned Trego and Rooks, the area counties that really are impacted, kind of like the R9 Ranch with Russell involvement and such, where we all benefit because we are stronger together.
That's right. We are stronger together. And I was visiting with Mike Kerner yesterday from your organization, and he did a wonderful kind of video for Heartland Community Foundation. He talks about our logo, which is a rope, and it's bringing all the little pieces together to make one solid cord. And that's what this community is all about. They know how to come together. And people don't say no in this community, Mike. They understand the value.
It's kind of like Sandy Jacobs, who said not only she didn't say no, but she said, yes, I will join the City Commission.
I will, and I'm happy.
Tell me about citizen involvement, finally, if you would, Sandy, about how, again, people's input is so important to the Commission, to you.
It absolutely is. And just in the short time since people knew I actually filed to be able to be selected, lots of people have come forward and talked to me about the issues they see, and they should feel free to do that all the time for all the commissioners. We want to hear what the community, we're not there to do what we want, we're there to do what the community wants, and we have to hear about that. There's also a number of different committees, which I can't list today, but lots of committees within the city that people can serve on, you know, the beautification committee, and I can't think of them all today. But if you want to be involved, make a call to City Hall. Let them know what you want to do. They'll get it in front of Toby or the commission, and we'll get you involved.
And if people want to contact you, obviously you're going to be out and about in the community with visits to organizations and groups through the Heartland Community Foundation.
I'm usually wandering around somewhere, Mike.
And
I'm pretty visible.
People can engage and let you know.
Absolutely.
Were there any outstanding issues, just briefly?
I don't think so. You know, the R9 the ranch is a big deal coming up, and I think that's one thing that people should learn about, understand. I don't know enough about it, and I thought I kind of did until I'm sitting and really hearing all about it now. There's much to know, but it's the future of our area.
Going to be a lot of big basics that are coming.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you for your work and your efforts in the City Commission.
Thank you for visiting with me. It's really my pleasure.
It's going to be another one of those 9-to-5 jobs for you,
I think it probably will. Thanks
Newly
so much.
selected Hays City Commissioner Sandy Jacobs, our Community Connection.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hays and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
My Angel Care physical therapist taught me how to do exercises safely.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
It gives us independence in our home.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.